Okay, today we're going to talk about correlation and regression analysis. Okay, objectives: distinguish and explain the difference between the dependent and independent variables. Draw a scatter plot for set of ordered pairs. Okay. Calculate and interpret the coefficient of correlation using Pearson product moment correlation coefficient or PMCC. Evaluate the significance of correlation coefficient. Conduct a test of hypothesis on the correlation coefficient. Conduct a test for SPEARMANRank correlation and explain its application. And lastly, calculate and interpret the linear regression equation. First, let's talk about correlation analysis. Ito po ay statistical method used to determine whether a relationship variable exists. Kung meron bang relasyon ang dalawang variable. Okay, pangalawa, method of measuring the strength of such relationship between the two variable. Kung gaano ba ka-strong, mahina ba yung relasyon nila o hindi. Okay, method of measuring the strength of such relationship between the two variable. Kung gaano ka-strength yung kanilang relasyon. Okay, kung gaano kabigat ang relasyon nila. Third, determine how closely or to what degree of two variable are changing or moving together. Kung meron bang kinalaman yung isa, yung dependent variable sa gagawin ng independent variable. Okay? Siyempre, yung dependent variable, ito yung nagdedepende. Okay, siyempre yun yung y. Yung independent, yun yung x. Lastly, measures the degree of association between the two values of related variable given in the data set. Okay, kasi yung magiging result, meron siyang associated na degree. Okay, may equivalent interpretation po yung gagawin natin. Siyempre, we're going to compute. Parte pa rin po siya ng interpretation. Okay, ano-ano yung mga halimbawa ng relasyon? Ito, relationship may indicate the following. Una, degree of association. Okay, English and math grade of group or of students. A high value of R means that the students who got high grades in English are very likely those who got high grades in mathematics. So, meron bang kinalaman yung grade sa English at grade sa math? Yun yung halimbawa ng relasyon. Pangalawa, cause and effect. Nutritional status of students and their academic performances or performance in math. Okay, it can be interpreted that nutritional status of pupil may have affected the performance in school. Meron bang kinalaman yung pagkain? Yung masusustansyang pagkain towards dun sa performance, academic performance, especially sa math? Okay, that's the cause and effect. Pangalawang relasyon, yung predictive ability. Okay, nape-predict niya daw kung yung mangyayari. Okay, entrance tests and grades of freshman students. Okay, a high degree of relationship could imply that the entrance test could predict the grades of the freshman students. So kapag malaki yung nakuha nilang score sa entrance test, may big effect yun sa magiging grade nila pagkatungtong nila ng freshman. Fourth, reliability of test. So ito yung teacher-made test. It can be considered reliable if the student perform consistently in the test regardless of time that test is taken. Okay? Meron bang same ba yung magiging result nila? Okay, consistent pa. Kasi may mga item na kailangan i-revise, kailangan i-reject, kailangan i-retain. Okay, those are the relationship that we might encounter sa succeeding problem po natin. Okay, let's talk about Pearson product moment correlation coefficient or PMCC, the most common statistical tools in measuring the linear relationship between two random variables, that is x and y. Data are parametric, okay, numerical measurement describe a characteristic of a sample. So dito, magpa-plot po tayo sa Cartesian plane. Kaya meron dependent and independent variable. Magpa-plot po tayo, meaning may x and y, may ordered pair tayong ma-encounter using this Cartesian plane. Okay, si Pearson yung nag-discover netong relationship between variable na pwede siyang quantify and express as a coefficient for continuous data or as percentage for binary data. Pearson first used the idea of correlation in 1890. Okay, namatay siya noong 1936. Here's the formula for Pearson R. Okay, yung tinatawag na lang R a while ago, ito po yung formula. So R is equal to N, and here is yung number of pairs. Ilang pairs ba yung pino-compare natin? Okay. Times the summation of xy minus summation of x times summation of y all over square root of the product of x, the product of n times the summation of x square minus the square ng summation of x and n times the summation of y square minus the square of summation of y. Ito yung formula na dinevelop ni Carl Pearson. Siya ay colleague ni Francis Galton kung saan who made the behavioral studies of humans. Okay. Apart from, diba, kinompute na natin yung R. Ang next na po natin gagawin ay we have to interpret it. Okay, for example, yung R natin ay 0. So, yung interpretation nun ay there's no correlation at all. Wala silang relasyon, as in wala. Okay, kapag ang result naman ay positive, negative 0.01 hanggang positive, negative 0.2, slight correlated sila sa meron relasyon. Okay, meron, bahagya lang. Kapag positive negative 0.21 to positive negative 0.40, low correlation. Umangat ng konti, pero low pa rin. Okay. Next, yung result natin ay between positive negative 0.41 hanggang positive negative 0.7, siya ay moderate correlation. Kapag positive negative 0.71 hanggang positive negative 0.8, high correlation. Kapag positive negative 0.81 hanggang positive negative 0.99, very high correlation po sila. At kapag positive negative 1.0 or 1, perfectly correlated sila sa isa't isa. Pero dito sa perfectly correlated, kapag positive, yung line niya po ay paganto. Okay? Paganto. Kapag negative 1, ganito naman ang kanyang graph. Okay? Ganyan naman ang graph. Tignan nyo yung mga points. Yan po yung magiging ordered pair po natin. Okay? Yan po yung ordered pair po natin. So, ang tawag po dito, no? Ang tawag po dito sa mga ito ay scatter plot diagram. Okay? Decision rule. Okay. Gagamitin pa rin po natin yung test hypothesis pero meron a little bit na magbabago. Okay, mamaya explain ko. Okay, decision rule. A test of significance for the coefficient of correlation may be used to find out if the computed Pearson R would have occur in a population in which the two variables are related or not. Kung meron talaga silang kinalaman sa isa't isa. The test statistics follows the t-distribution with n minus 2. So, gagamitin po rin natin yung t-distribution natin ngayon. Okay? Or the degree of freedom, n minus 2 po yun, ano? The significance is computed using the formula of t-test as shown below. So, t is equal to yung r. So, kinumpute na po natin yung r a while ago. okay, times the square root of n minus 2 all over square root of 1 minus r squared, where t is the test for correlation coefficient, r for correlation coefficient, and n number of paired sample. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, the owner of a chain of fruit shake stores would like to study the correlation between the atmospheric temperature and sales during summer class at 5% level of significance. A random sample of 12 days is selected with results given as follows. Okay, so 12 days po ito. In-observe nila yung temperature together with the total sale. Okay. So, paano naman yung test of hypothesis using yung Pearson R? Okay, so mababago, no? Mababago. Yung first step natin dati ay state the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Iba na ngayon yung step number 1. For the step number 1, we have to graph the scatter plot. Okay, that would be our first step. Gamit pa rin itong given po natin. Okay, so dito, itong temperature ay magiging x po natin at itong sale yung ating magiging y. So, meron na tayong ordered pair. Okay, when we construct graph or scatter plot dito po sa Cartesian plane, first, you have to identify the smaller number dito sa x together with y. Kasama na po yung malaking number. So, dito sa x, ang pinakamababang number ay 76. Okay, ang pinakamataas naman po ay 97. Why is it that we need to understand or why we need to identify the smaller number hanggang bigger number? Because when we construct a graph, mas, halimbawa itong maliit, 76, bigyan mo ng konting allowance. So, babain mo ng konti. Okay? 76 yung pinakamababa, ibaba mo pa siya. Dagyan natin ng konting allowance. 97 yung kanyang pinakamalaki, pero ang ginawa ko, dinagdagan ko siya. So, in short, when we construct ditong scatter plot, first identify yung smaller number at yung bigger number. Same with y. Okay? With y, ang pinakamababa po dito ay itong 143 at yung pinakamalaki ay 211. So kapag dito naman, sa vertical line, ginawa ko ay siyempre 143. So pinababa ko pa siya, naging 140. Okay. So 211 ang ginawa kong 220. Okay? So yun, dapat may allowance sa mababang score, may allowance sa malaking score. Okay, next step po natin, ipa-plot na po natin itong ating ordered pair. Okay, first ordered pair, yung 79, 147. So ito, tansyahan lang, So ito, 77 ito. Okay, 78, 79, it could be here. Tapos, 147, baka nandito siya. Okay. So, ito, yung first ordered pair. Second ordered pair, 76, 143. So, tansyahan ulit. 76, maybe nandito. Tapos, 143, 140, baka nandito siya. Okay? Ito po yung second ordered pair. Next, third ordered pair ay 78, 147. 78, okay, nandito papunta na sa 80, tapos 147, pantay siya dun sa ordered pair ng una kasi parehas silang 147. Next, pang-apat, 84 tapos 168. 84 papunta na sa 85, at tapos 168, okay, baka nandito siya. Okay, tansyahan lang po ito, Tansyahan lang. Next, yung panglimang ordered pair, 90 tapos 206. 90, ito hindi na tatansyahin kasi sakto. 90 tapos 206. Okay, ito yung 205. Konting-konti lang. Yan. Next, 83 tapos 155. So, 83 nandito, tapos 155 in between. Okay. Next po, 93 tapos 192. So, ito yung 90, gitna, 93. Tapos 192. Ito yung 190. Okay, konting-konti lang. Yan. Okay, pang-walo, 94 tapos 211. So, dito ay 90. Okay, dito. Tapos, 211. Okay, angat ng konti. Yan, nandito. Next, 97 tapos 209. So, 97, nandito siya. Tapos, 209. Okay, papunta na sa 210. Okay, nandito. Tapos, 85, 187. 85, saktong-sakto. Tapos, 187, nandito siya. Next, 88 tapos 200, tansyawin ulit. Okay, nandito. Tapos, 200. Sakto yung 200. So, nandito siya. Okay, at ang panghuli, 82 tapos 150. So, 80, 81, 82, nandito. Tapos, 150. Okay. So, ito na po yung kanyang scatter plot. Ganyan po yung gumawa ng scatter plot, and that is step number 1. Next po natin, proceed po tayo sa step number 2. So, dito na natin makikita yung ating test of hypothesis, yung last time na diniscuss ko. Okay, ang nagbago lang ay yung step number 1, yung graph the scatter plot. So, yung step number 2, dito na po natin siya makikita, yung test of hypothesis. Wherein, yung step number 2 ay state the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Step number 3, identify the level of significance. Okay, tapos yung, since t-test yung ating gagamitin, we have to identify, of course, yung degree of freedom. Followed by critical value, and that's step number 4. So, null hypothesis, there is no correlation between the atmospheric temperature and the total sales of fruit shake. So, R is equal to 0. Next, yung alternative hypothesis, there is correlation between atmospheric temperature and total sales of fruit shake. So, ito ay R is not equal to 0. Level of significance, according po dito, ay 5%. That is 0.05. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo, ang ating problem ay two-tailed test. Two-tailed test. And since t-distribution ng ating gagamitin, we need to identify the degree of freedom. So, ilan ba yung number of pairs natin dito? This is 12. Okay. So, 12 minus 2. Therefore, sa 10 po tayo titingin ng degree of freedom. Okay. Using this table, so 10 yung degree of freedom, two-tailed test, and then 0.05. Okay. Kung ano yung intersection nila, that serve as our critical value. And it shows here that our critical value is positive, negative, 2.228. Okay. Yan po yung ating magiging critical value. Okay. So, sunod po dito, after identifying the critical value, ay kukompute na po natin yung R. Okay. This time, R muna bago yung t-test. Okay. Remember ano? Okay. Balik tayo sa formula. Yung t-test, okay? Diba ito yung t-test? T-statistics. We need to compute first yung R bago tayo pumunta sa t-test. Okay? Siyempre, sa pag-compute po, ng R, kailangan natin ng table. As you observe, yung R, tignan nyo yung formula niya. R is equal to N. So yung N walang problema. N natin is 12. Okay. Tapos yung summation of X and Y. So we need to multiply X and Y. Okay. We need to multiply X and Y. Tapos i-add po natin lahat ito. Okay. That would be our summation of X. Ito po yun. At ito naman po yung summation of Y. Okay. Next we need to square. Okay, square po natin itong 79. Bali yan po yung mapupunta dito, 79 square. Pati po itong y. So 147 square. Okay. So ito po yung table niya, no? Yan po yung test statistics. Okay. Ito po yung table. Okay. So we need to square all of this. Yung x kasama yung y. And then we need to multiply x and y. Okay. Next po natin kasing gawin, we need to simplify all of this. Ito. We need to simplify. Ito po yung magiging sagot diyan. Yan. After natin i-simplify, we need to add all of this. Kunin natin yung total niya. Okay? So ito, sinulat ko na kanina. Ito yung summation of x. Ito naman yung summation of y. Ito po yung summation ng x square. Ito naman po ay summation ng y square. Ito po yung summation ng product ng x and y. Okay? Ready na po natin na i-substitute po dito. Remember, n is 12. And n po natin ay 12. Okay? So ito ay 12 times summation ng product ng x and y. Ito po yun. Ito ay 183,222 minus summation of x. Ito po siya. So 1,029 times summation ng y. So 2,115. All over square root of, okay, product ng n. So ito ay 12. Product to, no? Product ng dalawa. Ito, pati ito. Okay, n times summation ng x square. Ito po yun. Summation of x square is 88,733. Okay, minus i-square down natin yung summation of x. Ito po. So ito ay 1,029 square. Okay. Times po natin ito sa n. So that's 12. Times yung summation daw ng y square. Ito po yun. So ito ay 380,887 minus yung summation ng y. So ito po yun. So ito ay 2,115 square. Okay. So ito po yung ating ipapress sa ating calculator. Okay. We have 12 times 183,222 minus, close muna natin, minus yung product ng dalawa. So ito ay 1,029 times 2,115. Okay, then close it. Yan po yung numerator natin. Sa ating denominator naman po ay square root. Square root. And then, we need to parenthesize it. Okay. So, ito ay close ulit kasi meron siyang 12 times 88,733 minus, so ilabas na po natin siya. Okay, minus square down ng 1,029. So, we need to square it. Gamit po yan. Okay, labas po tayo kasi we need to multiply that sa 12,000 times 300, 80,800, okay, 870, 887 minus, okay, minus square ng 2,115. Okay, square po natin yan. Okay, and that's the result. Kung mapapansin nyo, ang result ay 0.927057255 pero we need to get yung 2 decimal places lang. So, when we round off ito, no, magiging 0.93. Okay, 0.93. Okay, so meron na tayong R. So, ano ba yung interpretation nito kapag 0.93? Yun sa ating, okay, ano po ba yung interpretation niya? According po dito, kapag 0.93, syempre qualified or classified siya dito, it is in between 0.81 hanggang 0.99. So, very high ang relasyon nila. So, yun. When we construct conclusion, syempre, sabihin natin na, okay. So, ito yung interpretation. The coefficient of correlation R is equal to 0.93 between the atmospheric and the total sales indicates a very high positive correlation that is an increase in atmospheric temperature is highly associated with the increase in total sales of fruit shake. Now that we solve for R, we're ready to have the t-test. Okay, so ito po yung formula niya. Okay, substitute lang po natin. So ito is 0.93. Then square root of 12 minus 2 all over square root of 1 minus square ng 0.93. Okay, again, using our calculator. Okay, fraction po ito. So, ito ay 0.93, okay, times the square root of 12 minus 2, okay, sa denominator, square root of 1 minus 0.93 square. So, dito, no, pwede. Sir, baka tatanungin nyo, sir, bakit wala pong parenthesis? Don't you worry, no, same lang po yan. 0.93 square with parenthesis. Okay, take a look. For example, ito'y pinaloads ko. Okay, yan. They were the same na 8.0012027722. Okay, so when we round off ito sa 2 decimal places, ang sagot po ay 8.00 or simply 8. Ang result nito ay 0.8 or 8. Ang result nito ay 8.00. And, diba, yung decision rule, ito yung lumabas, computed t-score ay mas malaki or equal sa ating critical value. Ano po ba yung critical value natin? Ang critical value po natin a while ago is, ayun, positive, negative 2.228. Okay, syempre yung absolute value nun ay 2.228. Okay, ang absolute value nun ay 2.228. Okay, mas malaki siya compare sa critical value, meaning we have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, conclusion, since we reject the null hypothesis because the computed value is greater than the tabular value, we can conclude that there is significant association or correlation between the atmospheric temperature and the total sales of fruit shake. Okay, di ba? Parang halos parehas pa rin po, no, ng process on how we solve yung past na lesson natin dito sa sa Pearson R. Okay, nadagdagan lang. Yung step number 1, yung graph the scatter plot. And then the rest, parang na-move lang siya. Okay, sample number 2 tests the hypothesis that there is no significant correlation between the mental ability and English proficiency at 5% level of significance. So dito nilagay na yung mental ability for X, English proficiency with Y. Okay? So ito na. First step is to graph the scatter plot. Okay, sabi ko sa inyo, in graphing in using or in plotting itong ating graph, we need first to identify yung pinakamaliit na number. What's the smallest number ba dito? Okay. Upon checking, ang pinakamaliit ay 33. Pero ang ginawa ko dito, binigyan ko siya ng pinaka-allowance. Binawasan ko siya ng binawasan, kaya 13 ginamit ko. Yung pinakamalaki po dito ay 54. Okay, 54. Pero ang ginamit ko, 55. Nag-adjust ako ng konti. So, kung mapapansin nyo, tagpa 5 po itong unit per column. Next, dito sa English proficiency, ang pinakamaliit po ay itong 168. Pero ang ginawa kong 160. Tapos, tagte-10 po, kung mapapansin nyo, tagte-10 yung per unit naman dito sa ating vertical line. Okay, so ito yung ating English proficiency. And then yung X natin ay mental ability. Next, ano po ba yung pinaka malaking number? According po dito, 205 is the biggest number. Tapos, ang ginawa kong 240. Okay, next, we're ready to plot it. Okay, so bilangin muna natin ilan po ba ito? Ilang pair ba itong sample natin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So, yung n po natin dito ay 17. Okay. First, i-plot muna natin to. 50, 200. So, 50 nandito. And then, 200 nandito. Yan. Madali na lang siya, kasi exact yung kanyang value. So, we're done on the first order pair. Second po, 54 tapos 198. So, tansyahan dito. 54, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay, 54. Tapos 198. 198, papunta na siya itong 200. Okay. Okay, nandyan. Next, pangatlo, 50, 200. The same 50, 200. So, nandito ulit. Pang-apat, 51 tapos 203. 51, 203. Ito itansyahan na naman. Next po, 49 tapos 186. 49. Okay. 49 nandito. Tapos 186. Okay, nandito. Next, 48 tapos 205. 48 tapos 205 nandito. Next. Ay, 46 pala. 46 tapos 205. Sorry. 46. Okay. 46 tapos 205. 46 tapos 205 nandito. Next, 48 tapos 185. 48 tapos 185. Okay, nandito. Next, 47 tapos 194. 47, 194 nandito. Next po natin, 44 tapos 183. 44, 41, 42, 43, 44 tapos 183. Okay, tansya ulit. Next, 44 tapos 171. 44, 171 Bahagya lang. Next, 46 tapos 179. 46, 179, nandito po. 45 tapos 185. 45, 185, nasa gitna. Tapos 48 tapos 184. 48, 184, tansya ulit dito. 53, then 190. 53 tapos 190, sakto siya. 54 tapos 191. 54 tapos 191, konti lang. Next, 33 tapos 170. 31, 32, 33 tapos 170, nandito. And lastly, 34 tapos 168. 34, 168, nandito. Yan. And that's the scatter plot nitong ating problem. Next, let's move on to our second step. State the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Symbol na lang gagamitin natin ha. So dito, of course, R is there's no significant correlation. Dito naman, there is correlation. Okay? Next, level of significance ay 0.05. Therefore, ito po ay 0.05 tapos two-tailed test. Okay. Degree of freedom, since ang ating gagamitin na test ay t-statistics, so we need to subtract dun sa 2 yung ating n. Kanina binilang na po natin yung n, ano? That is 17. So 17 minus 2, therefore yung degree of freedom po natin ay 15. Using this table, okay, highlight ko lang yung 15. Okay, 15. Tapos, two-tailed test, 0.05. Kung ano po yung intersection nila, that would be our critical value. Okay, so ito ay positive, negative, 2.131. Okay, yan po yung critical value po natin. After po natin ma-identify yung critical value, let's move on sa ating test statistic. But we need to solve for R. Okay. So after computing yung ito yung table na. Okay. So ito yung table x and y. So square the x, square the y, multiply x with y, and then get the total score. Okay, after get the total score, we're ready to substitute dun sa formula ng R. Okay, so ito yung magiging 17. Remember, our n is 17 times yung ating summation ng x and y is 150,401. Okay, minus yung summation of x, that is 796, times yung summation ng y, that is 3,195. Okay, all over square root of, okay, so ito ay i-multiply yung dalawa, no? Multiply ito, multiply din ito. So ito ay 17 times yung summation ng x square is 37,834. Okay, minus yung square ng summation of x. So ito ay 796 square. Okay, times 17 pa din. 17 times Yung summation of y square is 2,625. Okay? Minus yung summation ng y. So, ito ay 3,195 square. Okay. So, ito po yung ipipress natin sa ating calculator. Okay. Fraction again. Okay, fraction. So, ito ay 17,000 times 150,401. Okay. Minus 796,000 times 3,195. Okay. We're done on our numerator. Next po natin yung denominator. So, square root of. Okay, dito. Kailangan i-multiply silang dalawa. So, ito ay 17. 17 mo multiply sa 17 mo multiply po ito sa 37,834. Okay. Close po natin because we need to subtract this sa square ng summation of x. So, ito ay 796,000. Ay, 796. Okay, next, sa kabila naman. 17 times 600 602,625. Okay, ma-minus po natin ito sa square ng 3,195. Okay, ang sagot nito ay 0.72682222021. So, since dalawa lang po yung decimal, round off po natin siya, magiging 0.73. 0.73. Now, if we're going to interpret this, yung 0.73. Okay. So, 0.73 nasa high correlation po siya. Okay? 0.73 ay nasa high correlation. So, meron talagang correlated, very high ang kanilang correlation sa isa't isa. Okay. 0.73 ang na-compute po natin sa R natin. Substitute po natin dito. So, ito'y 0.73 multiply it to 17 minus 2 all over square root of 1 minus 0.73 square. Okay? Press this to your calculator. Okay, sa ating calculator, fraction again. So, 0.73 times the square root of 17 minus 2. Okay, yan po yung numerator. Sa denominator, square root ng 1 minus 0.73 square. Okay, ang sagot po dyan ay 4.136709772. Since dalawa lang po yung ating denominator, dalawa lang po yung kailangan natin ng decimal, magiging 4.14 po siya. Ang nakuha po natin ay 4.14. Okay? So, ito'y magiging, yung decision rule natin, 4.14 is greater than or equal dun sa, ano po ba, yung ating critical value a while ago. Okay, ayun, nakuha natin, positive, negative 2.131. Okay? So, dito, magiging 2.131. Since mas malaki pa rin ito sa ating critical value, we reject the null hypothesis. So, yung conclusion natin, reject the null hypothesis because the computed value is greater than the tabular value. That there is a significant linear relationship between the mental ability and the English proficiency. The verbal interpretation of R shows that there is a high correlation between the two variables. High correlation sila sa isa't isa. Yan po yung pag-compute gamit ang Pearson R. Once rank correlation coefficient. O ito po yung symbol niya, no? That is rho, also known as Spearman rho. So ito ay Greek letter rho. Okay. Data which are arranged in numerical order, usually from largest to smallest, and numbered from 1 to 3 and so on and so forth, are said to be in ranks or rank data. These ranks prove useful at certain times when two or more values of one variable are the same. O nga, no? Paano kung magkaiba sila? Okay. The coefficient of correlation for such type of data is given by SpearmanRank correlation coefficient, and it is denoted by rho. In order to calculate P, we arrange the data first. Okay, in rank, computed the difference in rank. So, pagkatapos natin i-arrange, kunin natin yung difference for each pair. Okay, siyempre, through table natin siya ipapakita. Okay. Ito po yung formula ng Spearman rho. Hey, Spearman rho is equal to 1 minus 6 summation of d square all over n times n square minus 1, where n is the number of pairs, t for the difference between two sets of rank. Okay. Siya po si Charles Edward Spearman. Siya po yung na-propose po nito. So ano po ba? Ano po ba yung pinagkaiba ng computation kay Pearson R dito sa Spearman rho? Okay. Let's have an example. Okay, gamitin natin yung example kanina sa number 1. Okay, para alam natin kung ano yung pinagkaiba po nila. Okay, ito po yung sample number 1. Same pa rin po yung ating X and Y. Pero dito, we need to arrange the data sa pinakamataas hanggang dun sa pinakamababa. Both sa X and sa Y po natin. So, yung symbol po, no, ay RX and RY. So, rank ng X, rank ng Y. So, pinakamataas muna. Okay, according po dito, ang una po ay 97, pangalawa 94, pangatlo 93, pang-apat 90, pang-lima ay eto 85, ay 88, ang pang-anim ay eto 85, pang-pito ay 84, pang-walo ay 83, pang-siyam 82, pang-sampu ay 79, pang 11 itong 78, at ang pang 12 ay 76. So wala nagkatulad, kaya lahat sila may pwesto. Okay, from the highest to the smallest number. So remember, our n is 12. So saktong 12 yung rank natin. How about sa Y, yung rank ng Y? Again, identify the largest number. Ang pinakamalaki po dito ay 211. So number 1 po siya. Number 2 ay 209. Number 2 ito. Number 3 ay 206. Pang-apat po ay, I believe that is 200. Pang-lima ay 192. Pang-anim ay 187. Pang-pito ay 168. Pang-pito to. Pang-walo ay 155. Pang-siyam ay 150. Pang-sampu, okay, we have a tie. So kapag ganito, remember ang sunod natin na rank ay 10 at 11. So since we have a tie, yung 10 place pati yung 11 place ay i-add natin, tapos i-divide natin sa 2. So since we have a tie, divide natin sa 2. Kapag triple tie, kung ano yung magiging, halimbawa triple tie sila. Siyempre that is 10, 11, 12. So we need to add 12, then divided by 3. Yun po yung magiging place nila. So ito, 10 plus 11, that is 20, 21. Okay, divided by 2, ang sagot po dito ay 10.5. Okay, so yun yung place ng dalawa, yung 147. So 10.5, ito naman po ay 10.5. At ito, syempre yung pinakahuli na rank. So that is 12. Next, we're ready to plot sa ating dito sa ating Cartesian plane. So step number 1 na po tayo. Okay, sana po nakukuha yung difference ng dalawa, no? Sa pagkuha ng Pearson R, sa pagplot ng Pearson R sa ating Spearman's row. Okay. So dito, same pa rin po ng gagawin. Ang pinakamaliit dito ay 1. Siyempre, dinagdagan ko. By this to, no? Ito ay 0. 0 yung pinakamababa kong number dito sa ating Cartesian plane. Pinakamalaki po, 12. Dinagdagan ko na lang ng 2 ng allowance ulit. Same po dito, 1 din, then 12 yung pinakamalaki, inad ko po siya ng 2 para meron pong allowance. Okay, next po natin, ipa-plot po natin to sa ating Cartesian plane. So ito ay x and y, ordered pair po to, no? 10 tapos 10.5. So ito po 10. Okay, ito po yung ating x, ito po yung rank ng y. Okay. 10 tapos 10.5 nandito po. Konting-konti lang. Okay. Next, 12 tapos 12. Okay, walang problema kasi sakto siya. Next po, 11 tapos 10.5. 11, gitna siya. Tapos 10.5 dito. Next, 7 tapos 7. 7 nasa gitna siya. Gitna rin to. Okay, nandyan. Tapos 4, 3. Ordered pair 4. Tapos 3. Nasa gitna siya dito. Sunod po, 8 tapos 8. Walang problema. Sakto po siya. Nandito po. Tapos 3, 5. 3 nasa between ng 2 at saka 4 at saka 5. Okay, gano'n. Next, 2, 1. 2 dito, 1 po dito. Okay. 1, 2, 1 po, tapos 2, nandito yung kanyang plot. 6 at saka 6, sakto po siya. So, walang problema, dito po siya. 5, 4. Dito po yung 5, tapos nandito po yung 4. And lastly, 9, 9. Okay, 9, 9, nandito po. Okay, so yan po yung scatter diagram ng ating problem. So, kung mapapansin nyo, iba pala, no? Iba pala yung way ng pag-graph dito sa ating Spearman row. Okay, take note of that. Step number 2, halos parehas na parehas po yung step number 2, 3, at saka 4. Okay, 2, 3, at saka 4. Okay, so dito, ganun pa rin, ano? Ganun pa rin siya. So, ito yung magiging, okay, P, or row, sorry. Row is equal to 0. Ito naman, row is not equal to 0. Okay, level of significance, ganun pa rin po. 5%, 0.05, 0.05. Tapos, two-tailed test. Okay, kanina, R is equal to 0. Ngayon naman po, rho is equal to 0 na yung gagamitin. Next po natin, since ito'y t-test, we need to subtract sa 2 yung ating sample. So, ito'y 12 minus 2, that is 10. Okay, using this table, same pa rin po yung ating degree of freedom, two-tailed test, 0.05. Kung ano yung intersection, that serve as our critical value. So, ito'y positive, negative, 2.228. Hey, after identifying the critical value, computin na natin yung P. O yung row, sorry. Row. Computin na po natin yung ating row. Remember, yung ating formula ng row ay ganito. 1 minus 6 times the summation of d square all over n times n square minus 1. Okay. Okay, ito po. Yung kaninang inarrange natin ay nilagay ko lang po siya na ganito na. Okay, next po natin, kailangan natin i-subtract ano? Remember, itong d ay difference. So, subtract natin yung rank ng x sa rank ng y. Okay? So, ito ay 10 minus 10.5, that is negative 0.5. 12 minus 12, that is 0. 11 minus 10.5, that is 0.5. 7 minus 7, that's 0. 4 minus 3, that's 1. This is 0. This is negative 2. Ito naman 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, next, i-square po natin itong d natin. So, ito ay 0.25. 0 po ito. Ito naman ay 0.25. 0, 1, 0, 4, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay. Kapag ipe-press po natin ito sa ating calculator, ang total niya po, i-add po lahat ito, no? That is equivalent to 8. Okay. So, yan. We're done on that. Kailangan na lang po natin i-substitute po dito sa ating formula. So, ito ay 1 minus 6 times summation of d square, that is 8. So, ito ay times 8 all over 12 times 12 square minus 1. Okay, yan po yung ipopress natin sa ating calculator. Okay, dito sa ating calculator, fraction, 1 minus, okay, kailangan po natin ng fraction. So, 6 times 8. 6 times 8. Sa denominator, 12. Then, open parenthesis, 12 square minus 1. So, we need to close it. At yan po, kitang-kita na ang sagot ay 0.97. Again, dalawang decimal lang po. 0.97 ang lumabas. Kaya isusulat po natin dito yung result. 0.97. Okay. Siyempre, kapag ganyan, yung interpretation na since the coefficient of correlation rho is equal to 0.97 between the atmospheric and the total sales indicates a very high positive correlation, that is, an increase in atmospheric temperature is highly associated with the increase in total sales of fruit shake. Okay, nakuha na po na nating rho. Parehas po ng pagkuha dito sa ating t-test. Pinalitan lang po ng rho yung r a while ago. So, ito ay magiging 0.97 times the square root of 12 minus 2 all over square root of 1 minus 0.97 square. Okay, ito po yung ating papress sa ating calculator. So, ito ay 0.97 times the square root of 12 minus 2. Sa denominator po natin, square root again, 1 minus square ng 0.97. Okay, ang sagot po ay 12.62. Bali siya ay magiging 12.62 na po. 12.62. Okay, decision rule. 12.62 greater than or equal dun sa 2.228. It's a no. So meaning we reject the null hypothesis. Conclusion po na tayo. Reject the null hypothesis because the computed value is greater than the tabulated value. we can conclude that there is significant correlation between the atmospheric temperature and the total sales of fruit shake. So yan po yung pag-compute gamit ang Spearman method. Okay, this time, regression analysis naman po ang ating pag-uusapan. So paano po ba ito? To determine the trend as two variables which are assumed to be related change over time, whether the trend is rising or falling, this trend can be represented by a straight line. Regression analysis is used when predicting the behavior of the variable. Okay, the regression equation explains the amount of variations observable in the independent variable x. It is actually an equation of a straight line. Okay? Regression analysis in general sense means that the estimation or prediction of the unknown value of one variable from the known value of the other variable. It is one of the most important statistical tools which is extensively used in almost all sciences. So natural science, social science, physical science. It is especially used in business and economics to study the relationship between the two or more variables that are related causally and for the estimation of the demand and supply graphs, cost functions, production and consumption functions, and so on and so forth. So yun yung gamit nitong regression analysis. Let's have an example. Okay, before with the example, ang ating formula is y is equal to a plus bx, where y is equal to criterion measure, x predictors, a coordinate or the point where the regression line crosses the y-axis, b for beta weight or the slope of the line. So mapapansin nyo, we need to compute yung a at yung b. So yung b, ito po yung slope para sa ating graph. Okay, here's the formula for a and b. To get the regression equation, the value of a and b are computed using the formula below. So yung a natin is equal to summation of y times summation of x squared minus summation of y times the summation of xy. Okay, all over n times the summation of x squared minus summation of x, then square n. For b, n times summation of xy minus summation of x, summation of y. Okay, product po yun. All over n times the summation of x squared minus square ng summation of x, where n is the number of pairs. Okay, sample number 1. The table shows the population and sales figure in the last 10 years. Predict the sales when population reach 220,000. Okay, mape-predict kaya yung sales kapag yung population ay 220,000. So siguro yung ating yung present na sale po natin ay 22.0 na sales. Tapos yung population ay 100. Okay? Paano naman? Population niya 100. Paano naman kapag nag-reach ng 220? Ilan na yung magiging sales natin? Nape-predict pala yun. Okay? Nape-predict pala yun. Okay. So, pag ganyan, based dun sa ating formula, okay? So, dito, may table tayo. I-multiply po yung x and y. Ito po, pati dito. And then, square po yung x. Okay. And then, ito po yung total niya, no? Ito po yung total netong ating table. So, ito yung magiging summation of x. Ito naman, summation of y. Ito naman po, summation of ng product ng xy. Ito po ay summation ng x squared. Okay. So, we're ready to substitute dun sa ating formula. So, ito ay 242.5 okay, times summation ng x squared. Ito po yun. So, 218,500 minus summation of x. So, 1,450 times summation ng product ng x and y. So, that is 35,760. Over n. So, n natin po, ilan ba to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, n is 10. So, 10 times summation of x squared. Ito po. So, 218,500 minus square ng summation of x. So, ito ay 1,450 square. Press po natin sa ating calculator. Okay, dito po sa ating calculator. So, fraction po yun, ano? So, fraction. I-multiply po natin yung 242.5 sa 218,500. Okay. And then, i-minus po ito. Minus po ito sa product ng summation of x, which is 1,450. Okay, times 35,760. Okay, close po natin ito. Sa denominator po natin, 10 times 10. Okay, i-close natin ito. 10 times 218,500. Okay, minus okay, square ng 1,450. Square po natin ito. Okay. Okay, nasobrahan ko to ng pindot. Okay, sobrahan ko yun ng pindot. So, yan po, no? So, 13.75 ang kukunin lamang po natin. So, ang sagot po dito sa A ay 13.75. Next, let's have B. So, ito ay 10 times summation ng product ng x and y. So, ito ay 35,760 minus product ng summation of x, 1,450 times 242.5 all over. Okay, 10 times summation of x squared, so that is 218,500 minus square daw ng summation of x, so ito ay 1,450 square. Okay, press this sa ating calculator. Okay, sa ating calculator, okay, fraction po, so 10 times 35,760, okay, minus yung product ng 1,450, okay, and 242.5. Okay, sa ating denominator, 10 times 218,500 minus square ng 1,450. Okay, 8 dapat to. Okay, so ang sagot po dito ay siyempre dalawang decimal places, 0.07. Yan po ang lumabas. Okay, sabi po ay 0.07. Okay, so substitute na po natin sa ating linear equation. So ito y equal to 13.75. Remember yung y po natin ay equal sa a plus bx. So yung a po natin ito, yung b po natin ay ito po. Okay, so plus 0.07x. Ito na po yung ating linear equation. Now, siyempre, we need to plot this. We need to plot this, yung x and y sa ating Cartesian plane. Okay? Sa ating Cartesian plane. Ito na po siya. So, same thing pa din. Mababa ay 100, 200 yung malaki. Dito sa sales po natin, 20 tapos 29 yung malaki. I-plot po natin ito. Kung ipa-plot po natin siya, ganun po yung itsura niya. Okay? Tapos, since we are to estimate the sales when population reach up to or at 220,000, substitute 220 sa x natin. 'Di ba? Ito po yung nakuha nating linear equation kanina. Okay. Tapos, yung x po natin ay yung population ay paano kapag 220, ano? 220. Yan. So, nung kinompute po, naging 29.15. Remember, thousands to, no? So, 29.15,000 is also the same as 29,150. So, the sale forecast when the population reach at 220,000 is 29,150. And ito po yung kanyang magiging presentation po. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.